So in order to compare some absolute values, we actually need to know what these numbers are without the absolute values. So some of these we'll have to convert, some of them we won't. The absolute value of negative 6.5 would be 6.5. We have 5. Absolute value of 4.75 is still 4.75. Negative 3.4. Absolute value of negative 12 over 5 would be positive 12 over 5, but in order to compare these, a decimal would be more useful, so that would end up being 2.4. Absolute value of negative 0.1 would be 0.1. We have negative 0.01. An absolute value of negative 2.5 would turn positive, and again, we'll look at it as a decimal, would be 2.5. So now that we've converted the absolute values, we can take a look and we can actually write these numbers in order from smallest to largest, from least to greatest. Least would be the biggest negatives. We do have some negatives left over. We have negative 3.4. We have negative 0.01. And all of the other negatives that were listed were contained within absolute values, so they turned positive. Now it's just a matter of listing the rest of the numbers. Next one to go would be what turned into 0.1, which was originally given as the absolute value of negative 0.1. We'd have absolute value of negative 2.5 next. Oh, sorry, no, we wouldn't actually. We would have absolute value of negative 12 over 5. Then we'd have absolute value of negative 2.5. Absolute value of 4.75 comes next, followed by 5, and last one, absolute value of negative 6.5.